If in the next 5 years, Evan, you can live on your short-term reserves, which is really back to what you thought a year ago, without touching your Roth IRAs, especially the Vanguard one that you're going to use first because it's more balanced, that now becomes a strategy that again you thought of earlier. So let me put my thoughts together. Again, because of your mom giving you that $16,000, that increased your short-term reserves. So let's just add up my short-term reserves, shall we? Yes. And remember, short-term reserves are to be used for like emergencies, spending, money that you need in the next, 3 to 5 years. And while you were building your wealth, you did not think this way. So you'll have to tell your subscribers this is only for folks that are going to be retiring or are in early retirement. Very good. Remember, part of your goal over the last several years was to get your short-term reserves up. So I'm just going to add these numbers up. 30,647. That represents a CD with Allie that will come due in January of 2026, and you're earmarking it for spending in 2026 with something else you'll talk about here in just a minute. And by the way, these numbers are the numbers of the CDs at maturity, including the interest. Because why? It's guaranteed interest if you don't sell or liquidate the CD. Unlike investments, there's no guarantee. Okay, so 3646, CD number 2, 59153, plus 59153. That one is another CD at Allie with a maturity date of January 2027. And by the way, the CD I just mentioned is at 3.95. This one is at 4.3. Amazing. I got that a little while ago. At your credit union, you have a CD at maturity in August of 2027. Currently, it's at 3.95%. It'll be $34,120. $34,120, August of 2027. So see how these CDs are going to mature in the future, and they're earmarked for certain items, which I'll talk about in a minute. Now here's something interesting. You'll have to circle back to your subscribers and talk about this. In July, when you were in Ohio, remember you sold shares from your taxable account, 40 grand, because the market was high. You put that in a CD. I don't think you shared that with anybody yet. That's in a CD with Allie, a 5-year CD. So still within my 5-year analysis. But I'm putting in $43,000 as what it will be when it matures. Wait a minute, let me back up. I'm sorry, I got confused. It's 47,000. I looked down below and I got confused. So the 40,000 that you sold from the taxable account is now in a CD. Oh, I put in a 5-year CD. I sure did. And that will mature in 5 years. It's still within the 5-year window. It's at 3.5%. Yeah, because CDs are going to go down. So I wanted to capture it as long as possible. So it's going to grow by $7,000. Of course, you have to pay tax on the interest there. But as far as this analysis, 47 grand. Then you've got the 9834, the mom annuity, which is going to be taxable, by the way. And the 6256, which is the savings account that she had. And also something I have not done yet, but I have it on my spreadsheet. I have to be completed in January. Remember, in January of 2027, it's a wild card, you don't know yet, you may sell shares again of the taxable account of $40,000. But you have it here because you probably will do that if you don't go back to work. Because you have to qualify as income in 2027 and you'll sell those shares in 2027 to get ACA. So that you put at $43,000 because you'll probably put it in a CD. And it will probably, by the time it matures within the 5-year window, maybe about $43,000. Could be more, could be less, but that's just an estimate. So, all of those numbers, I'm going to add those up again. 30,947. No. Now let's just do this. Let me go to my, over here, add these up. Oh, I can't. I'm sorry, hold on. I'm saying sorry to myself. Whatever. 30,647 plus 59,153 plus 34,120. There you go. Plus 47,000 plus 9,834. Mom annuity plus mom savings 6,256 plus 43,000. Okay, that equals about $230,000, which is the short-term reserves number that it will grow to be used and earmarked for spending over the next 5 years. However, one thing I thought was kind of interesting and a good thing that I did, and I wanted to reiterate right now, is that in Excel, you can create a column and then put at the bottom the total of adding all that up. But you can put positive numbers and then negative numbers in. So up above, I put all those numbers, right? But then I put in minus for funding of 2026, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Because I wanted to get an idea of how long would that short-term reserve money last. If it would last over the next 5 years, while at still holding enough in emergency money and a pad that you may need within those years. So, the next thing I have on my spreadsheet then is I start subtracting out money that I need for those years. And what I have is my funding for 2026. So I put just a minus, and then I put age 60 over on the right. It's 36,903, which includes that CD, remember, of 3647 plus my mom's savings account of 6256. Thank you, Mom. She just funded a portion of 2026. Right now, that number for spending is about 37,000, which is $5,000 more than 2025. And 2025 feels like I've spent a lot of money. Makes sense? Okay, good. Then I subtracted out 40,000 for 2027, giving myself a little bit of a raise of approximately 3,000. Then I subtracted 25,000 for 2028, but I gave myself a raise to 50,000, but 25,000 will come from Social Security. Makes sense? Now, at the same time, I have to figure out qualifying for ACA if it's still around. But actually, remember, in 2028, you don't have to qualify anymore because Social Security will count as your income. But if I need 50, 25 Social Security, now I'm taking 25 from short-term reserves, which is less than the numbers for the previous 2 years, which is a win. And then I take out, again, 25,000 for 2029 and 25,000 for 2030, If you can do this, it now means that the 1.3 million or 1.4 million, whatever it is right now, in true investments in your Vanguard accounts, Fidelity accounts, that iBond, and your HSA, all of those monies that are in the stock market, not to be confused with short-term reserves, which is not in the stock market, will continue to grow for 5 years. So, your net worth and your investments over the next 5 years will probably grow like $100,000 a year. I can't remember. What did I determine? Did I write it down? Well, I could do a calculator. I'll do that later. Are they doing lawn work? I hear the lawn people. Anyway, so what's interesting again is that even though I'm retired, I'm gonna try to live off short-term reserves. And in my head, I'm gonna always say every year, Evan, your money is growing by $60,000, $70,000 a year. However, we know there could be a recession within those 5 years. And we also know that Goldman Sachs, Vanguard, and others have said that stocks will not do as well in the next 5 to 10 years as they have in the past. Bonds may actually do better. Anyway, you're rambling at this point, but even though people retire, doesn't mean that you don't want to continue to see your money grow. That's something I think I've learned so far in 2025 is that I like how I've lived. I like how I've lived over the past many years, and even spending more money on experiences so far this year was a good thing, but I could have spent a little bit less. I didn't have to spend 3 weeks in Ohio. I could have spent 1 to 1.5 and been just as happy. Which, by the way, you're going to your nephew's wedding in Texas in September, late September.